Welcome along to the EXFL Tier 2 Season 6 United States Grand Prix. I am F1 Union, your main commentator for tonight, and alongside me, back in the commentary box, is SLR Nico. Nick, how are you tonight?
I am fantastic. Glad to have no technical issues this time. And yeah, back at USA. Can't wait to see what Tier 2 can do tonight.
Yes, you can join the lobby this time round, which is great to see, and we should have about 15 drivers tonight. Cody's just joined, and Taze. We should be waiting for Frosty Life, and I think one other. Is it one of the There we go, there's Frosty Life, and I believe Verstappen's left to do something. I'm not too sure, but we're only 2 minutes away from readying up. I'm just going to send the stream into the chats. USA. So Nick, before we even load into qualifying, what are your top 3 predictions for who gets pole and who joins them?
Pole position. I am gonna go with. I feel like there's expectation for this man at the moment. This is one of his best tracks. I'm not sure if he's gonna get it or not. So I'm gonna shoot in the dark a little bit. I'm gonna go with Brandon Lang on pole position.
He's got a quality
Frosty
ban.
Life. Oh, Brandon. Oh, I'm gonna go with.
I was going to get into that, but yeah.
I'm gonna go with Sin Icon pole position.
Okay.
I'll go Frosty Life P2 and the Dutch Dodo P3.
Interesting.
Shooting in the dark, but we like a juicy prediction.
Alright, let me just actually quickly message Bram to tell him that. I was wondering when we were going to get to this. Because of like the Top Gun kind of sunset. It might be a bit blinding for some drivers. But it's 7 o'clock. We will ready up. We have the 15 all in their correct teams because they were all changing teams about 5 minutes ago.
I will ask you a question.
Alright.
From 0 to 100, the chance of rain in percentages.
For what? Quali or race, or quali and race?
Both of them.
Okay, so I think it'll be dry for quali, and I think it'll rain towards the end of the race, I think. What about you?
Very nice. Well, I thought you were going to be nice and boring, you know. But I'm going to say it's going to... I don't want to say wet in quali and then it comes in and it's just a disappointment because it's already dry. I'm going to say dry in quali, and then I'll say it will rain in the middle of the race. Obviously, be dry at the start and then dry up at the end.
Interesting. Oh, well, we got it right. There we go. Dry in qualifying. A beautiful, sunny, skylit United States circuit. And, yeah, to fill everyone in, Bramley Lang, the championship leader, has got a qualifying ban after amounting more than 5 incident points after the crash with Pro Cody last time out in Suzuka. The gap, the championship difference between him and his championship rival, Bratty Terror, is down to 8 points. The gap got halved last time round from 16 to 8, and a win for Bratty and a second for Bram, either way round, could completely shape the last 3 races. But this is the 4th last race at USA, and it is a crucial one, and it has been been hyped up recently by a lot of drivers, and we are very excited to see who can deliver. And of course, I think a special mention to Frosty Life. He has his opportunity today to become the first driver to win the same Grand Prix in Tier 2 for the first time 3 times, because he won in Season 3, he won here last season, it's his best track, so a lot of eyes will be on him to see if he can deliver. Just waiting for everyone to load in, and I think we should begin now. We are indeed. So, like last time, Nick, I am going to change the gap between all the times to how far they are instead of displaying all the times. Don't need the minimap. Don't need that. Is it leader? I think it's leader. Don't need tyre.
Indeed.
Yeah, okay, right, let's see who is first out. And sorry, Nick, remind me of your top 3 prediction for qualifying.
put me on the spot now.
Oh.
I think I've got. It was Sin Icon, Frosty
Right.
Life, and the Dutch Dodo.
Okay. I'll go with the Dutch Dodo on pole position. I just have a feeling about him. He hasn't raced in a couple of rounds, and let's see if he's right back on the game. But yeah, I think Dutch Dodo will get pole, and then maybe Sin Icon, and then Frosty Life third. So I'm taking your top three and just shuffling about pretty much. But yeah.
Well, I'm glad we went on the same top three. I feel slightly better about myself.
Not Herosia, Bramley at Lang, championship leader, pulling off at turn 1 and will be disqualified. He will start this race from 15th and last position. But it's not all doom and gloom. Someone else from last week did win from last. It's this man right here in the Alfa Romeo, Herosia, who won from also a quali man, last on the grid to win the Grand Prix. It was a brilliant victory for the Alfa Romeo. His teammate Taste Frozen picking up some more solid points for the team as they approach, I believe, Williams for third in the standings. There's a right fight going on there. But I believe Carbro is leading the field at the moment in terms of who will get across the line first to start their lap. And yes, it is a glorious sunset. And heading down this back straight, look at the sunlight beaming off Bratty Terra's helmet as he has got a job to do. Oh, that's not a great start for Frosty.
I shall. Put him back.
Right. Yep, he's got a job to do, has Bratty Terra. The last 2 or 3 races, the start on lap 1 has looked great for him, but it hasn't exactly been the same outcome right towards the end. This time, he's got to really give it his all to stop Bram from continuing to lead the World Championship. Sin Icon, just starting his lap now, also got to help his teammate and the team in the World Championship. And let's see what he can deliver this weekend as he heads into turn 1, the long hairpin uphill, and now heading back down for turn 2. Is he going to use the curb? He avoids it for now, as that curb can really spin you and catch you off guard. Now heading through the S's, left, and another right, and he's taking it pretty cautiously for a pretty good banker so far, as he's got an AlphaTauri right in front of him that pretty much causes no distraction. 25.7 for the first sector. A little bit of a twitch there as Frosty Life is back in. That's great to see. Now one of the most difficult corners to get right. Keep within track limits, and he's doing that just right as now we head through the pretty much Top Gun scenery of the sunset as he heads through turn 11 now onto the back straight. Now approaching 190 mile an hour up to the hill. DRS on. And now just foot to the floor, keeping to the right-hand side. He's got a bit of traffic in front of him. His taser's now left. If you can invite him back, Nick, that would be great. And now, heavy braking zone. Does he use any of the curb? A bit. It's just, once again, keeping it cautious on the banker. And we're just seeing what these kind of set times are. 103.4 for Sin Icon. It's looked like a tidy lap so far without that little twitch. Heading up through turn 7 and 8. And now, heading through the long 3 right-handers. You can approach it flat in qualifying. You might not be able to approach it flat in the race. He's not even full throttle there. He just wants the time on the board. 2 corners left. 2 tricky corners to keep within track limits. But at the moment he's keeping fine. And now rounding the final corner. This will be the second time as Callum puts a 35.5. And he goes even quicker by 7 tenths for a 34.7. And now behind him is teammate Bratty Terra. What can he do? He beats him by another 7 tenths. 33.9. We're into the 33s already for Bratty Terra. Right off the bat as Taser's back in. Thank you, Nick. As Carbro crosses the line and is 27 seconds off the pace, he will go again. Herosia splits the Red Bull and the McLaren. And as Logan, a full second off Bratty Terra. What about Noah? He's currently heading through the final 2 corners. And he's backed off. He is back into the pit lane. And the next car will be Luca on an outlap. And behind him will be Verstappen. I believe his Carbo's out. He has lost it. What? Oh, there's been a collision.
Oh,
With Herosia, I think.
was it? I know.
I don't know.
thought Horasia was just parking up alongside.
Oh, what, to check if he was alright?
Yeah.
Whatever the case, the Carbo...
Carbro says putting a ton of fuel in.
Oh, no.
What was it? Putting a
Ooh.
ton of fuel in wasn't a good idea.
We've got Mercedes off there. So, Carbro with a... Let me quickly check. Of 2 minute 1.2 lap time. Will probably start this race 14th in front of Bram. if everyone else
So
just
no,
gets
I
a
think that's
normal
a
time on.
solidified pole position.
It might just get him into the top 10. But
Yeah,
Taze, Noah, and Cody in the pits. Frosty on an outlap. You can take us through this lap with Frosty in it when he gets to the final corner. Callum's heading into the pit lane. Nathan's in the pits. Nathan usually likes to leave it late in these qualifying sessions lately. Luca's just heading through turn 11. So yeah, Frosty Life heading around the final corner. Nick, take us through this lap with the two-time race winner.
shall do. Frosty Life, two-time race winner, as Jaden just says, not opting for a wider line for the final corner of turn 20. But we head now up the hill, one of the steepest parts of the calendar, breaking at the black box on the right-hand side, turning left, round the hairpin, and we're heading back downhill, making sure not to spin. Through turn 2, making sure not to spin on that inside curve. We're seeing dramatic scenes there a couple seasons ago. Now it's through the S's, through round turn 6, a little bit wide, not ideal for the Mercedes, and then we're up through 7, 8, 9, and then down towards 10. Make sure not to clip that inside curb because you're always getting invalidation. It's into turn 11 of the hairpin, heading onto the long back straight. As Jaden has repeatedly said over time, the Top Gun scenery in the distance, blinding Frosty Life as he comes down the straight now. He's going to be setting himself up just before that 100-meter rod to brake nice and heavily to make sure to make the corner. Not wanting to cut that inside nice and easy on the first lap, but there's a lot of time on that inside curb to be found. And then it's through 13, 14, and then up to 15. He's going to be prepping himself for the triple right-hander coming up now, making sure not to spin, as with these cars, they're a little bit unstable through the high speed while turning. And it's round 16, 17, 18, and then into 19, making sure not to invalidate on the exit. That was right on the limit. And then through turn 24, Hiroshima up to the line, a very short run, making sure not to clip that curve, which he does well with the DRS, and it is a 134.2, 2/10 off provisional pole position.
Yeah, it's a solid lap from Frosty Life. You called him Erosia out of the final corner. But
That is a real
speaking
shame.
of, second off for Hirosia, last week's race winner. But yeah, Frosty splitting the Red Bulls, and Verstappen only 7 thousandths off Sin Icon, so he could play a part. He was up in 5th on his debut at Singapore, and Bram wishes he could be right up there, which I'm betting he would have been, but he's got it all to do this race. And what must be going through his mind is championship rival on provisional pole at the moment, the only one in the 33s, less than 10 minutes to go. Only technically 104.7% rule lap times on the board, but we still got to wait for Taze Frozen, who's coming through the final sector now. Noah and Cody on an outlap. Callum just crossing the line to start a lap, and Nathan and Lucas still in the pit lane. So Taze Frozen has just completed the triple right-hander, now through the final 2 left-hand corners, and up towards the line will be Taze Frozen. It will be a 34, I believe, as he crosses the line. P3, really solid lap from the Alfa Romeo. And Noah's just began one, I think. So he's heading through the S's now. Yes, he has indeed. Let's see where this lap time of the first set compares. Right on the limit of the white line, 26.5. Don't believe that's too bad. And people are still having little wobbles through turn 6 and 7. But no one's really struggling with 8 and 9. Through 10, like Nick said, could easily invalidate. Now into turn 11. Just going to quickly check. No, he's got plenty of ERS. Oh, that's a massive loss of the rear for the Williams. He's got a car right behind him of Luca on an outlap. Sin Icon is on another lap, and that's a purple set to 1 on our screens. So let's quickly check. What did he do? Okay, so he's found nearly a 10.5, has Sin Icon. Considering he's 7.5 tenths up, so half tenths down, he does need to find a lot of time against his teammate. But looking further forward, as Logan's up to 6th, Noah's just heading through the 3 right-handers now. Let's see if he can keep it planted. Looks to be foot to the floor for Noah. A great design helmet there, as he's right on the curb, right on the limit. He's right on the white line, testing if he can get invalidated or not. He's kept it within all four tyres on the track, but he only goes P10. He's lost a lot of time somewhere. Don't know if he's going again, but anyway, we'll focus our attention to Sin Icon, who's 3 tenths up now, and will hopefully be getting back in front of Taze Frozen unless he's had a brilliant final sector to put that Red Bull back on the front row. He crosses the line. He goes on to provisional pole by 16 thousandths. He's had a mighty final sector. Has Sin Icon by 16 thousandths. But Bratty Terror's showing that he is the one in this championship fight, as he's found nearly half a tenth in the first sector. And now heading through and past the Ferris wheel, he will head down into turn 12, and let's see what his second sector split is. For the Red Bull, Frosty on an outlap, Taze in the pit lane, Verstappen invalid. So what has Bratty done? Oh, I just missed it. Did you catch it, Nick?
No, I did not.
Hang on. Found a bit. Oh, he's down by 300ths. So he's, yeah, it's very close. Oh no, it's not anymore because he's had a spin. Nearly a full 360 for the Red Bull. That is going to be a corner, especially in the early laps, that's going to catch someone out. Even last season's winner, Frosty Life, who had a big enough margin ahead of second place to have a spin and still win. But yeah, that's Bratty's second run over. And he will not beat his teammate as of yet. Also, TB Gamer, who got his first pole last time out, will not be racing tonight. First win in Singapore, first pole in Japan, but will miss out and will be hopefully back next week. So, 3 racers, 3 new pole sitters, and those are the top 2 and TB Gamer. It looks like one of them is going to get a repeat at this rate, unless someone can spring a massive surprise. And I only see Frosty or maybe Taze doing that. Unless Noah or Cody out of nowhere can spring something. But Noah's going again, little hesitant, heading through turn 6. But he's found 8 tenths. I did think his first sector was a bit off. But yeah, 8 tenths up. So he's already on it. And if you want to take us through the rest of this lap, Nick?
Will do. Is this on Herosia?
Dutch Dodo. Just heading through the straight now.
Dodo. Will do. Now, after heading through the exit of turn 11, a little bit of a break for the first time along the lap. Had a long few S's to navigate his way through. Now he hits the brakes nice and hard. Hopefully 100 bar of pressure there into turn 12, and it's 13 and 14. Oh, a little bit of sliding from the tyres there over that curb, which will lose him a little bit of time as he misses the apex very slightly. Then it's through 15, bracing himself for 16, 17, and now 18, using a lot of track, making sure not to spin, and then through 19, braking at the black box on the right-hand side. Right on the, oh, a little snap, nearly invalidated, and then through turn 20 for the Dutch Dodo. A little bit of curb there, but he gets over it nicely. And he's 1.6 seconds up, but it's only a 34.8.
Noah's really struggling with that setup. He's really not finding the performance in the car yet. Like I thought he would get pole position today because of like the amount of one lap wonders he's produced this season. He just seems a bit off at the moment, and he's going to really need to use this race as testament to get back into it after missing a couple rounds. So I don't think he's in contention for pole today. But Verstappen, out of all that, went up to P4, and he's just going to make his way back into the pit lane now. Herosia went up to P6, so we're seeing a bit of Noah's Ark at the moment with the 2 Williams, the 2 Alfa Romeos, the 2 Red Bulls. But then we have McLaren and a Mercedes to occupy the second row. And then we have the 2 Callums to occupy the final 2 spots of the top 10. And Carbro, like we said, is out. But we still got Cody, Nathan and Luca all on out laps as Cody starts his, still to set a lap. And as soon as the yellow's clear for someone, I think it's Noah, we will see how long's left in this session. Cody's got the Mercedes of Callum in front of him as he heads through the S's for, I believe, either the first or second time in this session. But we know Cody can string a really nice lap together in qualifying. 25.6, it's pretty average, but not too bad as well. So heading through 8 and 9, pretty lenient, not taking as much track as others, as Callum might be a bit of a distraction, but if he keeps in front, he might actually give him a bit of a tow. For Cody, yellows are still, I bet Noah's out of fuel. Yep. As Callum is not getting out of the way, because Callum himself is on a lap, I've just realised. 3 thousandths up, 4 tenths down on Cody's first set to time. And he may actually give Cody a bit of dirty air at this rate. 103.1, solid middle sector. But here's where it might mess him up a bit, as the top 8 are all in the pit lane. Callum on a 9-minute lap time. So there we go, we have 2 minutes 23 seconds left. Luca on his, Nathan on his, Cody heading through the 3 right-handers now. Callum down by 2/10. If he heads into the pits, he might get another run in. He's invalidated, and he does do that. And Cody, this will be it for him, I believe. As Callum, I think, has missed the pit lane. So Cody across the line, this will be it, I think. And he crosses the line to go P4 out of all that. Like I said, a really good lap time from the Alpine. Now let's see what Nathan can do. Can he get into the top 10? It's very close, but can he string it together? It's P12. What about Luca? Running up in P3, remember, in Singapore before he crashed. He can spring a few surprises, but missing that apex. Doesn't look like this will be the best of laps, but anyway, crossing the line, can he get it into the 1 minute 34s? He can indeed, to go P9 and split the Williams. So Callum did miss the pit lane, which is kind of interesting because that's his quali over. Everyone's on, actually everyone bar Noah is out, so Noah is heading out now. He's left that way too late. Yeah, Noah will Nick, he's definitely not going to get another run in.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. 30 seconds too late, my friend.
As the Red Bulls are behind Callum, who's on a lap at the moment. Actually, he's found 4/10. So it'll be the Red Bulls to start their final lap, and then everyone else will follow. So Callum come around the final. Who? What, Noah?
Yeah.
Callum goes up to P8. There we go, Noah's out. So here we go then. This is it for Sin Icon and Bratty Terror. Bratty Terror starts his lap. Sin Icon follows shortly. So now it's up to Bratty Terror to find 17 thousandths of a second to beat his teammate and get his second pole. It's up to Sin Icon to try and extend his advantage to try and get his second pole as he heads into turn 1, as the McLaren of Callum, I believe, is getting out of the way. And will he get out of the way of Sin Icon? Oh no! Bratty Terror, that's it for him! He will not be on pole today. And does he get in the way of Sin Icon? It looks like he's carried on, as Verstappen's got a grid penalty for hitting Logan. As Nathan's out, that's it for him. Sin Icon's found 300, so I believe he will be on pole position as Tay's Frozen's in the wall. It's all happening. Herosia down, right on the cusp. As what's going on?
Herosia there, just right on the limit. He was 4
Yeah, I
up,
saw that.
now, as you said. Yeah,
I
he's
saw
nearly
that,
a full 10th down.
Logan. So something's happened between Verstappen and Logan trying to get their lap times in, and Verstappen's ended up with a 5th place, I believe. Just gonna double check. Yeah, grid penalty for Verstappen. He's right in front of Logan, I believe. Anyway, focusing our attention further back. That's it for Bratty Terror. He's just got to hope that Red Bull lock out this front row. What about Sin Icon? He's still flying and finding time. Frosty Life, what about him? He's down. Can he find any time in this middle sector? Otherwise, I think it will be Sin Icon. He's 5 thousandths down unless he has a mega final. I think this is it for Sin Icon, who crosses the line in coming moments. Rounds the final corner. Can he go any faster? Yes, he can. Sin Icon takes his second pole position by a clear, hands down, 2/10 ahead of his teammate Bratty Terror, and Red Bull lock out the front row. As Frosty Life, can he deny them that? As Herosia right at the end goes 3rd. Can Frosty Life get onto the front of the second row? He crosses the line. He stays 4th. So Verstappen, he's found a bit of time right at the end, goes P4 as Logan out of nowhere goes P3. So Verstappen will drop to 10th, and that is it. Carbro, Nathan, Callum, Luca, Noah stays 10th, Callum, Taze, Cody, and then I believe it was Frosty 6th, but wow, Logan right at the end delivered a great lap.
But I'm quite happy with myself that qualifying session. I might have not got the whole top 3 right, but hey, I guess the pulse though, so...
What a pole position for Red Bull. Oh no, 201 thousandths. The thing was lying to me.
It was it was definitely 2 tenths.
Yeah. Well, with the decimals, it is 201, so it might, yeah, whatever. Yeah, Logan 3rd and Herosia 4th. And Frosty will be 5th, Cody 6th, Taze 7th, Callum 8th, Noah will be 9th, and Verstappen will drop down to 10th then. Interesting, but it's all to play for then. Sin is there to help Red Bull in the Constructors, but he's also there to help his teammate win this championship. But at the back, Bramniet Lang, he's got it all to do from last. Why is Taser's saying, oh, it's dry as well for the race. Taser's saying P4 skull emoji, but I swear it's his teammate P4.
Hiroshi was P3, wasn't it?
4, Logan's third. So why is Taser? I swear Taser's like 8th.
Wait, what? I thought it... Did Logan get it at the line? I thought Hiroshi got it.
Come on, load. Yeah, Logan's third, Hiroshi's 4th, Taser's 7th.
Ray.
Why is he saying 4th? Oh well. We got
Maybe
a very
Hiroshi,
interesting...
like, complained about it or something.
Very interesting Grand Prix lying ahead of us. Everyone on mediums, I think, apart from Carbo on softs. We are all ready then to go racing in the States. And we're racing in Texas for the United States Grand Prix. The 5 lights come on. The revs rise for an all Red Bull front row lockout. What can they twist it into today? It's lights out, and away we go. Sin and Bratty get away evenly. Logan looking behind us. Hirosia looks to be in the slip of one of the Red Bulls. Will he send it as the two McLarens are battling? It seems like it's Red Bull formation as down the inside the McLaren tries and touches nearly, but they're all making it through amazingly. They've all faced forward, and Bratty Terror is into the lead ahead of his teammate as they file through now the S section. Can they all keep it forward? No. Frosty at the back. Bram's up to 12th, and it seems like they're all facing their way as we end Sector 1, but it's been a horror show for Frosty, Verstappen, as Nathan's on the back, riding on board with Bramniet Lang. He's up to 11th, he's past Carbro, and now we see the other Mercedes going off, and out to the race, ACFC Callum. Will that cause any sort of safety car? It does cause a safety car, as Pro Cody, right before it gets called, overtakes Logan. What an opening lap.
Already for Bramniet Lang on that first lap. I've seen some murderous corner cutting from Callum headed into the S section. Just obliterated every corner. But yeah, Bram is taking it nice and easy in turn 1 and the chaos unfolded around him.
It's been a great start for Red Bull. It has been a horror start for Mercedes with one out, and one who we thought could win this race, where being his best track, is last at the moment with Verstappen as well. Nathan, Carbro have been overtaken by Bram, who's already into the points. That's a great start for Bram, clearing already a third of the field. He's got Callum in front, then Luca, then Noah, and then the two Alfa Romeos have Taze gaining a place, Hirosia losing a place, and Cody has made an excellent start from 6th to 3rd. But yeah, Red Bull's swapped, and Bratty Terror now has the lead. But yeah, we will have a safety car, so does anyone file into the pits? We see the Alpha Tauri of Carbro on the softs. You may as well get rid of those. So he will drop to last unless Verstappen and Frosty follow them in, which they do. That was a crazy opening lap.
And frustration from Callum there in the chats. I mean, all the practice, all the prep, the qualifying, and to be out at turn 9 on the first
It is
lap.
a corner that a lot will lose at, I think.
Yeah, just past. I mean, you got past the first sector. I don't know if that's something to be proud of, but it's very unfortunate for Callum there.
Well, he made it at least facing forward further than his teammate, but unfortunately the wall was closer to him than Frosty. And yeah, he went through this corner, lost the rear, I'm guessing, went into the wall, and that's tyre gone. I'll quickly read the chat, see what's going on. Bram saying safety is key. Yep, keeping clean, and you never know how much you can gain. So yeah, he's 10th at the moment. Got a McLaren in front of him, but everyone in front of him is on the same tyre. So this is really a game of speed, and this comeback from Bram will show why he is in the championship fight and why he deserves to win this championship fight as much as Bratty. They're both deserving of it, and now they've just got to both hope they're in the right place at the right time. Show their skill, show their speed, and then above all, show their determination for this. It's Bratty Terror at the moment has to control his main skill at the moment, which is patience, as this safety car will roll them for a couple laps, and it should be in next lap, I believe, as Frosty is about to catch the pack. On mediums, Did he start on... Has he gone medium? He has. Interesting. Well, Verstappen and Carver have gone onto the hards, so... Do you think hards can go the whole way, Nick?
26 laps. With an extra lap of safety cars. So we'll say 25. I don't know, to be honest. I mean, you've got the slow to medium speed of the second sector, which you need to deal with. That scrubs the tyres a lot. You've got the high speed section of the first sector. I don't think they can, to be honest.
I mean, if there's no more safety cars from here on out, then yeah, I definitely don't think they'll make it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a pretty simple medium hard at this rate for the top 11. And the pit lane is not exactly a short one. It's quite long. Like, I think if you're heading through the 3 right-handers just before then, and if someone's coming to the pits, you will meet them as Frosty's left.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks. Yeah, his connection issues this season have really not been too great. I remember Bratty Terror had a bunch last season towards the end. He really doesn't need that this time around. Sin's pretty good with them. Cody's had the odd few. Logan, maybe. Horosia, kind of. In fact, they've all had... Bram especially. Remember Belgium, where he disconnected like 6 times, I think. And it really cost him a lot. And Bratty better hope his wheel and force feedback's all good today. He does not want to lead and then go into a wall again like last time. But, like the last couple of races, it's looking good for Red Bull at the start. But, you don't win the race after just 1 lap. You've got to wait all the way until the end. It's endurance this whole season. Let's see if they can turn this 1-2 all the way until lap 28 into a reality. But we'll be getting ready to go racing soon. Safety car's in this lap. Bratty's just got to make sure to control the pace, not speed up or slow down, as the safety car will head into the pit lane, and he determines when they go. But when they go is the question. Final corner, right up until the line, or early as possible. Keeping it constant at around 40 miles an hour, and they're keeping in single file, which is great to see, because Tier 2, I can't remember the last time there was actually any kind of shenanigans before the restart, so well done Tier 2, you've learned, and it's looking good. And we have a race underway. Hopefully Frosty can get back in his car soon, otherwise he will lose out a little. Bratty up to 90 miles an hour, heading through the second last corner. When will he go? We'll ride on board with Sin Icon, who's keeping a bit of a gap to his teammate as he's gone. And there's the gap, nearly a second as Red Bull formation have begun. Cody goes deep into the final corner, which allows Logan to get onto the back of him. And we're back underway racing as we start lap 4, as already Noah has dropped down massively. Down to P12, don't know if a few illegal overtakes will happen. There's 2 side by side, and it looks like they're keeping single file into turn 1. 4 now, as Luke and Callum.
Oh, from here, let's make slight contact there into turn 1.
Do they now? Bram challenging Callum up to 8th. Round the outside goes Bram. We got a yellow, but I think that's Nathan at the back, and Bram's already up to 8th now, right behind Luca, as he goes all wrong, and now he optimises his position to get into P7, but Luca takes it back, and he still has to stay behind the Haas, who's all over the place. He's trying to go around the outside, and it doesn't quite work. Callum watching all this unfold. Luca really not liking how his tyres are heated up at the moment, but the top 6 are 2 seconds away, and there's a massive train behind Sin Icon, as Bratty's already a second clear. What was happening at the back, Nick?
It was just pure kindness, to be honest. I just, unfortunately for Armano here, he says he can't get back in, so just advising him on what to do.
Alright, that's good of you. As Herosia's got past Logan, not been a good restart for the Williams, as Herosia's right on the ball. Tay's watching this. Luca still in front of Bram, and the longer Bram's behind, the more he loses to the top 6. And I thought when Luca went wide at the S's, Bram had a clear shot at getting him, but it looks like Luca kept his nose in there. Now, who spins? Oh, it's Taze! As soon as I say that, will he ghost in time? Yes, he will. I knew that was coming because someone was bound to spin at the restart, and it is, unfortunately, Taze frozen as Bratty Terror 1.3 seconds out in front, and then followed all within a second of one another. Bram 67 as Luca's using all his ERS to stay in front of the Ferrari. Callum's right on him as well. And so is Noah. And then there's Carbro, the first hard runner. And now, what can Cody do? There we go, Nick. Frosty's in.
Jolly
that
good.
might be jolly good. That might be a warning for Cody, but wouldn't it be great to see Cody get his first podium? He missed out on his chance in quite a few races, Singapore being the latest, crashing out with Bram last time round. He is currently running in P3, and it is looking like a good race so far for Cody. Even trying to challenge the Red Bull 1-2 at the moment. So let's see what he's made of. And when the DRS opens next lap, let's see if he's close enough, as they pretty much have the same ERS. Herozio has more. Logan has even more. Luca has barely anything left. 2 seconds behind the top 5 then. And Taze is on a comeback as Frosty. He's still not in his car yet, but hopefully soon. Right then, lap 5, and Bratty Terror's on the ball, on the pace, and away. 1.7 seconds now to his teammate, struggling a little bit, as, there we go, the screen made a little flicker, and that's how we know Frosty's back in his car. As we head now, will anyone spin this time round? Nope, they've understood. Luca's taking it flat. Wow. But he's pulling away from Bram, who's, you know, not using his tyres up, not using his battery, wants to go long, and just wait, be patient, and like you said, safety is key. But Sin, nearly a second ahead of Cody already.
Just having a look at the warnings now. The two out in front. They're charging away, but they're still clean, which is very good for them towards the end of the race. We have Pro Cody with 1 warning at the moment from last lap.
Yep, caught
and
that.
And Herozia on 2.
Interesting.
Logan
oh, that's
on
a
9.
great camera
And Luca has the most of them all. With 3.
Interesting. 3,
Bram.
but doesn't have a penalty, so one must be a collision.
Yeah. Bram with none, which is good.
Good.
For his late charge for the line.
Lucas down to 10%. Here we go then. Can Bramniet Lang, he's using his ERS. He's going to apply the DRS. Luca's using everything he's got, but Bram with more ERS to use. Is he in the slipstream of Luca? He goes to the outside. Will he clear him before the braking zone? He's still going to be trying to go around the outside as Luca breaks deep, and Bram's going to try and hang around the outside. He goes off the track in doing so. Luca stays wheel to wheel with the Ferrari, and now he has the inside line, and Luca's really putting up a fight against this Ferrari. Now he has the inside, and this is going to continue. Bram tries to switch, but he's going to hang it around and goes off again, does Bramniet Lang, and this time, oh no, he's been tagged by Luca. He's in the wall. Bramniet Lang, that was so silly of him to go round the outside off the track and go into him, and we have another safety car because of it. Unbelievable. The amount of defense Luca was putting up was somewhat questionable, but he went off the track, returned into Luca, and has lost his front wing. He's fumbling, I think. Anyway.
The pressure's getting to him. He had a substantial lead in the championship. And as you said before, this is the 4th to last race, and there's 8 points in it. It has been a real struggle. Obviously, we have to keep in mind he did miss 2 races, if I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But it's getting down to the wire now.
Yeah.
And, yeah, the pressure seems to be stabbing at him.
You got to look at the positives, and a positive is that it's lap 7. The safety car has just caught the leader, so they can't pit. Bram is going to go to the end on these. And you never know. That mistake could turn into glory if he goes to the end on these and we have no more safety cars. You know, it's not a bad predicament, actually, that he's found himself in. Like, obviously, he's not the lead new hard runner. It's Taze. But as much as Bram was a bit... I mean, anyone would be annoyed if Luca was putting up that much of a defence, because he really was hanging it around every corner. As for turn 12, I don't know if he got pushed off, Bram, but the one after, you know, before the triple right-hander, Nick.
Yeah.
I don't. He did. Luca definitely didn't force Bram off, did he? I think Bram just went off himself. So. Yeah. So that was silly from him. That's why I thought it was silly.
Yeah. Well, Bram in the chat is adamant that it's not his fault, but it just looks silly. You know, the championship fight is there. I
thought he was going to be patient.
He had a couple fingers on that championship trophy.
Yeah.
All he had to do was back off a little bit and rejoin, but no, he just sort of just decided to swipe himself into Luca, and ultimately, he's
There
in
you
the
go,
wall,
Adam.
lost his front wing, and yeah.
Right then, we're about to start lap 8. Oh, Bratty. Oh, he's dummied Cody with a little bit of mind games there. Interesting. Cody in the pit lane, and so is Frosty Life. That's an interesting play because they're going to have to pit eventually after this safety car comes in. And as much as track position is key around here, pitting under safety cars can be just as good. I swear, every time I look at that Mercedes with number 52, I think it's fire. What are the odds? So Cody and Frosty are now behind Bram on the same strategy. Interesting. So we got the two people on hards of Carbro and Verstappen who pitted on the first safety car. I can kind of understand this second safety car because Bram lost his entire front wing and caused a bunch of debris. But I think a VSC would have been fine. But yeah, the top 7 yet to pit, and unless there's another safety car, they gotta push. And there's not much life left in those mediums. Whoa! Carbro's eager. He's in a McLaren sandwich at the moment. Right, the thing is, for Bram, he's got to clear his head of that and just move on. Lose all awareness of that instant and just try and make his way back up. He's on a different strategy now to the rest. He may not be as quick in the first bit, but those hards will come into their own as the mediums die off. And once again, Bratty's got to lead them away. And Sin will probably stick around 8-9 tenths behind. Herosia now is the one on the charge. And wouldn't Logan love a podium? Like Logan Sargent in the Williams, USA, home soil. But currently he's in 4th. He's got to do some overtaking. As Bratty will file them up. There's something going on between Callum and Carbro there. Looks to be all good now. Right, and this time Frosty is in his car for the restart. So, 20 laps to go. Sin keeping a decent distance. I think the only questionable kind of gap would be like 2 seconds. But even that's a bit of a stretch. So when will Bratty go? Is it at the second last corner? It is indeed, like last time. And Sin is only half a second this time behind. So Herosia, pretty much the same gap, locks up as Logan hesitates into the final corner. But he's right on the back of the Alfa Romeo. And we are back underway racing as Callum must have been spun there, but Bram's now back up into the top 10, and we've got a mega battle here between Carbro, Taze and Verstappen. And let's watch from Bramlett Lang's on board. He goes around the outside to keep it as Lucas up in a 4th as he's back ahead of Logan, and Noah's watching this all unfold as Logan goes to the inside. Can he keep in front of Luca? That's a terrible camera angle, but Lucas stays behind, and now wheel to wheel. Oh no, and into the wall. Massive impact for Carbro, and I believe that was Taze as Bram's up to 9th then. Surprised Carbro's still in this. Callum gets a 3-second at the back. He must have been, like I said, tagged at the restart. What are you seeing, Nick?
Just on board with Bram at the moment. Just making sure he's not lost his head, because he needs to keep it on screwed the right way, but also keep it on the swivel as he makes a move on Taze Frozen on the inside. But Taze Frozen coming back at him, and it's going to be a drag race to turn 12.
Yeah, this is critical considering they're both the main hard runners as Logan and Luca once again are battling. But Bram gets ahead, and it seems like Luca's gotten ahead, and now the two Williams are battling one another as Bram, there we go, has gotten the move on Taze. Taze tries a little send, but there we go, Bram is up to 8th. He's pretty much where he was, but now he's got Verstappen to deal with as he's on the back of the McLaren. DRS will not be activated for 2 laps, and already he's right on the back. Now, does anyone spin from the restart like we saw Taze do? Seems like all's good for now. Yep, haven't jinxed it. Cool. 8 tenths then between the two Red Bulls. Herosia not too far behind Sin Icon. Lucas right on the charge today. He's not giving way for anyone. And now we'll see Verstappen also on the hard, should I say. My bad. But older hards than Bram. Questionable if they'll go to the end. But Bram once again biding his time as Taze right on him. Number 64 waiting for his chance. Oh, there we go. Luca penalty, and Carborough's out, but in the pit lane, so that shouldn't be anything. Herosio as well gets a penalty. And Cody gets a penalty, and it's all happening on lap 10. Any more? But yeah, it seems like Logan's podium chances have just gotten a whole lot better. And that's another thing. Bram's got to be crucial here in not getting any warnings. Because if there is a classic end of race safety car, he could be under pressure. And speaking of under pressure, Taze down the inside is going to do what he did to, going to do what Bram did to him. They lock wheels, and Taze now is alongside Bram again. And like Nick said one lap ago, it's going to be a drag strip. But watch out. 4 behind them of Pro Cody as Carborough's left, and it seems like Bram's going to keep in front. He blocks off the inside to Taze, and Taze just has to stay behind for now. Good defense from the Ferrari, as he's just got to wait until all these lot pit. But this is going to be a race-long battle between these two on the same strategy, on the same tyre life, as Taze will send it down the inside, and he hits the McLaren, and they both spin, and Bram gains for both of them, as Cody has to avoid Bram, and that was perfectly timed for the championship leader, as Taze Frozen has messed up massively on a send that he broke too late into Verstappen. He's cleared the way for Bramniat Lang into P7. Cody, to avoid the Ferrari, had to go off massively, but he's still right behind him, which is good for his race, and that's helped Frosty as well get into 9th. Taze is going to be fuming. Verstappen's going to be fuming, and Taze will be kicking himself. It was a send. It was a decent send, but he broke too late. Crazy. All right, out in front, 2 Red Bulls keeping calm. 1 second between them. They're going to have to pit on different laps. A gap to leader. Let's see that. Bram is only 8 seconds off the lead at the moment. Do you know how long the pit lane is, Nick? A pit stop around here.
I shall actually be able to check for you, I believe.
Okay, thanks. Right then, Bram, clear air for the first time in this whole race. 2.6 to Noah, then Logan, and then the person he had his collision with, as Luca once again dumping all his ERS.
So apparently, the pit lane loss is only 18 seconds. Very interesting.
Interesting, okay. Well, the pit stops are going to come out soon, as Frosty and Taze are swapping, I think. I have no idea. But obviously, due to the 2 safety cars, they can go longer. And you never know if anyone wants to opt for the softs at the end. I don't know if that's even possible. But yeah, Luca's leading a bit of a train here of the 2 Williams. And Bram 2.5 seconds back. We've got this great camera angle of the Haas at their home Grand Prix. Obviously, unfortunately, Tom's not racing, so it's all down to Luca to bring his home team to a good result. But Logan's right on the back of him, and he wants to do his US soil relative found as he's down the inside of the Haas. And will the Williams make it double? Oh my god, 3 wide. The Williams bullying Luca off the track. Logan gets ahead fairly, but Noah was a bit insensitive there to hit Luca off. And Luca's now right behind Logan to clear that up. Logan Sargent with the American team of Haas behind him. But yeah, did you see that, Nick, of Noah sending it?
No, not quite.
So,
Bram just still on board and slightly struggling a bit, but he's catching up to the top 6 with Noah.
Yeah, it's because they're all battling.
I mean, Luca's holding his own well, to be fair. We've seen a couple good spells in a couple races.
Yeah.
And from the restart, he's only lost 1 position, but he's holding his own in P5.
Well, it might be P6 soon, because Noah's going down the inside of Luca, who's in the slipstream of Logan. And down the inside, braking later, is the Williams, as Logan goes off the track deep. And Luca is wheel to wheel with the Williams, but he might have to give it up. No, he doesn't. He brakes later, and that was all on him for hitting Noah, and that gives Bram another free place. As Lucas,
well, what did I say?
Yeah, he's like you said, brewing a few spells, but man's got to learn how to drive sometimes. As he's right in front of Cody now, holding them up. As Bram's been gifted another position, then up into P6. Now Luca in front of Cody and Frosty, who goes off the track, and now Taze will maximise that as Luca's in. Looks like his mediums aren't giving way. Frosty has to move out of the way for Taze Frozen, who leaves him enough space, but Frosty on the curb, into the wall, losing his front wing. Is that another safety car? Because Frosty has lost it on the yellow sausage curb, and it looks like he's going to have to do this whole lap without a front wing. Just past the pit lane.
Yeah, Frosty Life's race goes from bad to worse. We hyped him up so much, and so did the rest of the drivers. As the Dutch don't do that with the 3 second. We thought he was going to do so well, but it's just not gone well for him. Really unfortunate there.
Really
But I
hasn't.
was just going to talk about the Red Bulls at the moment. Absolutely staggering pace, and they're able to stay with each other, which is really well. I'm not quite. They probably have a little bit of tactic there to stay within each other, and the DRS to pull them along. But Hiroshima, though, I think he's gained about 4/10 in the last lap or so, and he's right on the back of them. He doesn't have DRS at the moment, but he'll be hoping to get that along the main straight.
Yeah, Sin's closed the gap to his teammate a bit. He's just towing him along, really. They've got to pit soon. Bratty seems like he's struggling a little more as Callum and Nathan battle into turn 12. Really close, but not making contact. That's great to see. As Nathan's up into the top 10. Callum goes deep. They've had a few collisions over the past few races, like Belgium, for example. Will Callum try ascend? Yes, he will, but he just lets Nathan know he's there instead. So yeah, who will pit? Neither the Red Bulls. Hiroshima could have sprung an undercut there, maybe. He's got a very nice US-based helmet there, as Logan currently 4 seconds off nearly, with his teammate a second behind, and Bram has been closing in a lot on the two Williams. So yeah, got an interesting fight on our hand as we approach we are at the halfway stage of the race. It's been a very entertaining and interesting United States Grand Prix so far. A few people making uncharacteristic errors, a few just making silly rookie errors, and a few, performing some really nice moves. As Frosty's in the pits. Oh, is he giving up? Is he? Oh no, he's. It took that long for him to get round. Wow, as Taser's got a 3 second now. It's been a while since, a race has had a lot of people with penalties. But I don't know if this will be a race classed as a deciding one due to penalties. But we'll find out towards the end. As yeah, Frosty has just got to hope for another safety car at this rate. Luca, it's nearly in out, but Cody and Taser next to each other with penalties. As Noah's overtaking his teammate. I don't know if Logan will fight it as hard. As yeah, he's just let him go. As Noah's got no ERS left. So Logan now has to defend from Bram, but he'll be in the DRS of his teammate. So Bram's just got to play his cards right, and eventually these guys will pit. But 3 teams, 5 drivers. Who pits? None of them. Hiroshima does though, like I thought. He will try the undercut on the Red Bulls. And Noah as well. He comes in. So that's 2 of the 5 gone. And now this leaves Bram to have a chance at Logan. Will he use it all? Because Logan hasn't had the greatest exit. He doesn't seem like he's got great straight line speed. And down the inside for Bramniet Lang, the Ferrari and the Williams breaking later into turn 1. And it seems like Bram's got the move done. Logan's still fighting it. They're going to carry on through the S's, through turn 2. Wheel to wheel. The hard runner, the medium, the Ferrari and the Williams. And Logan has to back off. Bram gets in front. Those hards serving much better grip and traction than the old mediums on that Williams. And Logan's just got to hurry it round. That's another warning. As he's not got a penalty yet. So that might be his second or first. But yeah, look how much more confidence Bram has through the corners on Logan. He has his ERS to burn, which I wouldn't advise he uses to get back at Bram. He's got to pit this lap, surely. And which Red Bull is going to come in this lap to cover off Hiroshima? He's in clean air, is the Alfa Romeo, who's in a fight with Sin Icon, in fact, for 3rd in the championship. 14 points between them. It's not all about the World Championship. There's other fights as well. So this will be very interesting indeed, as Noah comes as 3.4 behind him. And yeah, Logan sitting behind. Cody not too far off this scrap as well. So, quick prediction, Nick. Which Red Bull do you think will come in?
I believe it will be... I might say Sin Icon, actually, because he's dropped off a lot on this last... Oh, no!
Bratty's in.
I was like, Bratty Terry, he's in the lead. But then he dropped 1.1 seconds, and I was like, nah, it's got to be Sin Icon, but no.
Right.
The world just chooses against me. It's hard.
So yeah, Bratty Terror, the race leader, into the pit lane, onto the hard compound tyres. Where is Hiroshima? Heading through the final corner now. Bratty's just exiting the pit lane, and we'll see the McLaren fly by. And there is the Alfa Romeo, and there is the Red Bull. Still well clear. And do you think Sin Icon can be between their gap? I believe so. But they got to get a move on. So, here's the key thing.
It's 19 seconds from Hirosia to Sin Icon, so this is going to be close. Hopefully Sin Icon gets a perfect pit release, and it'll be very close on the exit of the pit lane.
But here's the main thing between Bratty... Oh, Frosty. Between Bratty and... Can I speak, guys? As Bram and Bratty, the gap between them is 11 seconds, 12 laps to go. And considering they're only 9 laps old, like I said earlier, this strategy from Bram doesn't seem to be too bad. But we'll see if Bratty can gain. But he's got Verstappen, Nathan, Taze and Cody to overtake as well. As the gap's coming down between Sin and Hirosia to 18.8. As down the inside goes Bratty Terror on Verstappen. Verstappen just doesn't even bother to battle him. And that's one done for the Red Bull. On to Nathan. But now we got to look to Sin Icon as we'll put it back to interval. Sin Icon then heading through the final 2 corners. It's a no-brainer. He won't pit. He will pit, should I say. And does come in. So, like you said, Nick, 18 seconds between them. It's 18.6 at the moment. This will be very close. But Sin will have the freshest rubber. Noah's on softs. Did you notice that?
I did not indeed, but we do have some information on Bramley Lang, who's just taking the lead. His tyres are on about 28%, probably 30% now. So I think towards the end of the race, they'll be upwards of 50, 60, maybe even 70%.
Here we come. It's going to be very close indeed. There's Sin Icon. There's Verstappen. He's in front of him. They get the switch. Hirosia wheel to wheel with Verstappen. He had a brilliant exit from lap 1, from turn 1. Can he go clean around the outside? He can indeed. Verstappen can't do anything. We got a yellow of Cody, I believe, in the background, or Noah. But Sin stays ahead of Hirosia, who maximizes on Verstappen. We got a yellow of, like I thought, Noah.
He recovered the spin, but he's gone for another one. And
interesting.
Towards the end of the race, on those soft tyres, as you said, not quite sure where the logic in that is. That could be race over.
I thought Sin may have struggled a bit through that first sector, but it seems like he's already got the tyres working to be a second clear of Hirosia, and it looks like the orders stayed how they are as Bratty Terror is looking for another move down the inside of Nathan. He overtook Verstappen 1 lap ago, and now he's overtaken the Aston Martin into turn 12. He is on the charge, and only 6.8 and only 8.8 behind Bramley at Lang. The gap's staying roughly the same though. It's just he's quicker than these guys he's overtaking. And who's next? Taze Frozen, who's a good 6 seconds up the road. Interesting. Bramley at Lang started this Grand Prix in last, made his way up to 10th on lap 1. Had a collision with Luca, who's in 10th at the moment. Crashed into the wall, lost his front wing, caused the safety car, pitted under that safety car. We got a yellow of Noah. And it's looking good for him. Cody, only 1.3 behind, a lap younger, but he's got penalties. Same with Taze. As Luca, as Logan's in again. What's happened to Why is Logan in again?
Doing?
What is Williams' strategy? Yeah, what is Noah doing?
He's just trying to crash on purpose.
Yeah.
I've just seen him drive into the wall in a straight line.
Well, he's clearly just doing donuts, so hopefully he just goes in the pits and retires. He's just doing burnouts at this rate. He knows his race is over. Anyway, gap's pretty constant, but we'll see Sin Icon now try and get past Nathan. Hirosia 1.3 behind, and this should be easy pickings for the Red Bull. There we go. Not even before the braking zone is he ahead. And that's one more. As Hirosia will hopefully get him as well on the next one. Cody is really closing in on Bram. Now remember what happened last week between this Alpine and that Ferrari. Yeah, through 130R. A little tangle ended with both of their races coming to an end. And right on the back of Cody is Taze as well. So if these lot battle in the background, we could see this man right here. He's got to push for his life to gain on these guys with 9 laps to go. Seems like Noah's carrying on mediums.
So, I believe when I told you about Bram's percentages, it was maybe lap 17?
Interesting. Yeah.
And I said that these told us they're about 28%, 30%. They're 37% now. And that's a lap 2 different. So towards the end of the race, it's going to be close for Bram. And the times have already tumbled about 7/10 for Bratty Terror. And once those tyres for Bram, around now, maybe 45%, they'll start to degrade and get slower in pace. Bratty Terror's going to be right on the back of them.
Nathan gets the 3-second after being overtaken by Horosia, but yes, Bram isn't even in clean air to look after his tyres. He's got to defend from Cody and Taze. The only saviour is that they have penalties. Can you check Bram's warnings real quick, Nick?
Yes, we'll do.
Thank you. I also want to mention the horror story for Williams with their questionable strategy choices has left both out the points, along with one of the favourites for this race. Both McLarens in the points at the moment, Luca as well. Nathan having, a decent race at the moment, battling with the top guys. Horosia losing time to Sin. Actually, he's gained a bit there, but it seems like a constant gap between these three as Bratty's only got it down by a couple tenths. He's really not gaining at the moment, which is what I was thinking would happen. What I was highlighting when Bram pitted under the safety car.
That's
What's
not gone again.
Oh,
So Bram and Bratty both on 0 warnings, but Sin Icon now pushing the limit slightly on those hard tyres and already has 2 warnings.
Indeed, right. Bram with the most DRS out of the top 3. Cody under 20% now as Taze is closer to Cody than he is to Bram. 8 laps remaining. Now the question is, can those hards go until the end? The front left looking a little on edge, but so far they don't look in too bad of condition. 6.1 for Bratty. He is gaining. Let's look at fastest laps real quick. It goes to Frosty. Bratty 37.9. Sin 37.4. Bram 38.6. Bram obviously didn't capitalise on 1 lap pace due to the quali ban. He, I'm guessing, focused on race pace, but as much as he's keeping clear of Cody at the moment, I feel like he's just protecting his tyres at the moment. As Cody under pressure from Taze using all his ERS. And so is Cody, but neither close enough for any sort of move. Callum gets another 3 second. And as long as Bratty keeps within 3 seconds of second and third, he'll still get second, but a win and second between the top 2 in the championship is so crucial. The difference, like we saw in 21, between the 2 fighting for that championship, as Noah, once again with a spin, he's going to get lapped soon. Goes into the pits again. Will he retire? No, he'll spin, and the game will put him back on. As he gets lapped by Bram, starting lap 21 now.
It's just unfortunate to see there for
Oh, yeah.
as he makes the right decision by retiring in the pit lane. I was just watching that whole lap, and it was honestly just him just trying to crash out on purpose, to be honest.
Yeah, we don't need another car, bro.
Yeah.
Right. I think at this stage, it's just about patience and playing the waiting game. Bratty, oh, no, it's just Noah's car. Bratty right on the edge there. Look through those S's. He's really trying to push. And yeah, the gap would go back up to 15 points if Bram were to win the Grand Prix ahead of Bratty, should I say.
Rears are on 45% now for Bram.
How are you getting this info?
Fees.
Ooh, a little bit of intel. I'm just going to quickly check the records. For the wins of this season, real quick. Right, yeah, Bram has had 4 wins and Josh has had 3 wins. So yeah, Bram is currently looking for his 5th win of the season, and Bratty's looking for his 4th win of the season. Sin's closed the gap by a couple tenths, so Rosier's lost out by a few tenths.
6.2 now for Bratty there, but with only 8 laps or 7 laps to the line,
nearly.
Yeah, he's gonna have to push it. I mean, if we have a look at Bram now, Bram's got so much ERS, but crucially, are those tyres? Is the mechanical grip gonna be enough? I mean, it's a long lap. 1 minute 38 seconds now for Bram there, and you got the quick S's. You have to be on the limit, and then you have the first part of the second, and then that third sector. It's low, medium. It's plenty of mechanical grip, and if those tyres aren't up to standard, he's going to lose a lot of time. 2/10 now dropped by Bratty Terror, but he's going to have to push quicker and quicker to catch up to Bram.
Sin is gaining. He's within a second of his teammate. Bratty's dragging him along. And yeah.
They just don't want to get tangled up with each other, but I wonder if we're going to see either mistakes or warnings from Bram now, because he's going to have to take some liberties.
Cody's dropped out of a second from Bram. Seems like his tyres, even though they're younger, 9 laps is the difference between Bram and Bratty's tyres, but we could see a swap here for P2. Taze is in the slip of Cody, goes to the inside, and now we see the battle begin between these two, and Cody can do nothing to defend, and Taze is now up into P2, and Bratty 5 seconds behind these guys, as now it's Taze's job to try and fight Bram. I said, as Cody gets another penalty, he's all over the shop, he's struggling like mad, and yeah, like I said, when they first pitted, it's going to be between these two fighting at the front. You just have to wait and see, and now we will see if Taze has enough life left in those tyres to challenge Bram, who's saving his ERS. Bratty nearly within, actually yeah, Bratty will be P3 now because of Cody's 6 seconds, but he doesn't really care about the championship. He's just there to race. So will he defend from Bratty? Will he let him go? We'll find out. But the gap's still 6 seconds between Bratty and Bram, with 5 laps to go, essentially. And if we have a safety car, it's whoever decides to pit, really. Herozia could nearly have a free stop. Speaking of stops, Verstappen's in. Half a second between Taze and Bram. Could Taze put Bram under pressure? That front right is looking a little degraded at the moment. Bram's still looking decent condition, even though they pitted on the same lap. Verstappen drops 2 last. That allows Logan back up into the top 10. He would love a safety car with the 4 in front of him on penalties. And then we have the 2 Red Bulls still keeping clean. And Bram has delivered. A
well-controlled slide there for Taze on the exit of 11.
Ooh.
As much as it might have looked beautiful coming onto that back straight, it certainly won't be helping the tyres. But this is one of the closest I've seen compared to Bram in the last few laps.
Bram, who started this race from 15th, currently leading. 14 positions gained, just like we saw Herozia last time out from 14th place. Taze Frozen started 7th, in 2nd at the moment. Cody started 6th, in 3rd at the moment, wanting that podium, but it looks like due to the penalties, he will lose out his chance once again. Bratty 3.6 behind him. He's gaining, but it's just not enough for the win at the moment. Sloan gets the 3 second. 9 laps is the difference between Bratty and Bram's tyres. It's all a game of whether those tyres can hold out. We can see a little line starting to form on the right tyre of Bram as he's picked up a bit of the marbles there. Bratty's just got to keep pushing as Sin looks like he's got so much more to deliver. They're on identical ERSs are the 2 Red Bulls, but they're just not finding enough pace.
55% now for Bram. 5 laps to go.
You can just see how slow they are through the S's compared to the Red Bulls, who are taking much more tighter lines because they have the grip. But the gap isn't showing that. It's just going down slightly instead of dramatically. And this is going to play a major...
Brighter and Sin there is now able to see Bram in the distance. It's going to be a confidence booster. The gap is into the 4s now, just creeping back into 5s there, but it's only a handful of tenths a lap.
Well, when Bratty came out of the pit lane, the gap was 8.8 between him and Bram. The gap's now 4.8. So he's gained 4 seconds, but he only has 4 laps to go. We got a yellow of Frosty Life dropping down to last there. Yeah, this is a crucial race. And even though Bratty seems like second is still possible, just has to keep within 3 of Taze. Losing 7 points to Bram is very, well, what's the word? He just can't afford to risk it, really. It's too much of a loss. There we go. For the Red Bull, who's closed the gap massively from a massive gap due to Bram missing races, him winning races. no matter what happens, the championship fight will still be on, heading into Mexico in 7 days' time, as Frosty has lost his front wing. But at the moment, as we start lap 25, the chances of any safety cars happening, I think, are nearly out of risk. 4.4 now as Verstappen sets the fastest lap. So he's currently 3.6 behind Taze. So Bratty will be third at the moment. But yeah, 15 points between these two with 3 rounds to go. This will really help Bram to catch his first break since France, I believe. I don't think since then he's had a really that good of any races, so this is looking like a good one. But Taze is not going to give this one up without a fight, and he's right on the back of Bram. And if they start to battle, you never know, as Bratty needs to find an extra second to be within 3 seconds of Taze. And the laps are ticking away one by one. Frosty on the softs, he's going to go for the fastest lap attempt. Sin dropping back a bit. Herozia has fully dropped off, as Nathan will be pretty happy with P7 at the moment, as Luca's closing in on him. Logan and Callum having a little battle here as we start lap 26 for Bram, Taze, Cody, and Bratty only 1.6 now behind Cody. 3.6 with 3 laps to go. He will be right on the back, but I don't see him winning this Grand Prix unless...
He really needs Taze to just jump in front of Bram and just defend for his life.
Unless Bram gets a penalty. How many warnings is Bram on? Is he still clean?
He's still on none, yeah, but same with Bratty Tower. So they're gonna be taking liberties in these final few laps.
Yeah, you can see Cody. Those hards have come. Oh, Verstappen. Oh no, in the pit lane.
In the pit lane. Luckily, I don't think there's enough time anyway.
I think even if there was a safety car, it would come in on this lap. I think there's no chance left now.
Yeah.
It's all about the pace. And Taze is only 6/10 behind, but Bram always gets a great exit. He's using his ERS when he needs to, and Taze is out of ERS now.
Yeah, Taze isn't really optimising the exit there of turn 11. He went in really deep. But yeah, it's just not enough. But he needs to make it quick to favour Bratty at the moment.
Right, you can see Bram, he can see Taze, and he's right on the gearbox of Cody. He's letting him know he's there. But where can he get him? Can he get him on the start-finish straight to start lap 27? Sin's watching this all unfold as well. We'll put it back to interval. And yeah, Bratty's just got to clear Cody as quick as he can and hope and pray that Taze tries something. As we got a yellow, I think that's just Verstappen's car. And there we go, through the final couple corners. Josh versus Cody, Taze versus Bram. Can Josh try something into turn 1? Cody lost to the rear there, and that gives Josh all the impotence he needs. He's in the slipstream, picks the toe, he goes to the inside, and this will be P3 as they're wheel to wheel and banging wheels. But down the inside goes the Red Bull on Cody. Cody tries the switch on the Red Bull, and it looks like the Red Bull has just about better traction to get in front of Cody, and now it's up to Sin to get in front of him as well. So 2.6 then between Bratty and Taze. He's exactly 3 seconds off the lead is the Red Bull, who's flying away as Cody's all over the shop, losing the rear, and that's spinning around is Cody, resetting to track, and Sin luckily right on the brakes there just avoids him. Cody's tyres are done. He hasn't taken care of them. Look at Taze's, they're pretty much the same. Bram's kept his in pretty good nick, but Taze is just not close enough. Bratty, he can see them. If he just had another 3-4 laps, you never know, but we've only got 1.5 left of this Grand Prix.
But we never know. Bram could be entering puncher territory. I don't want to wish it upon him, but it could be getting close for Bram.
Taze trying everything he can. He'll probably end up 4th if Sin can get within 3 seconds. It's close, as Frosty does take fastest lap. Sin needs to gain another half a second in these last 2 minutes if he wants that podium. But at the moment, Bratty's confirmed for 2nd. And unless Bram gets a 3 second, then the win is lost on him. And Bram really made his own luck today with that incident with Luca as he starts the final lap, caused the safety car, pitted under it, and that's what's led him as Frosty retires on the last lap, well, on the second last lap for him. And that's what's led him to this win at the moment. Taze looks like he's just backing off. And Bratty His tyres as well aren't in the greatest condition. But 9 laps still. You never know. Bram completes sector 1. Just 2 more to go then, as it's a second now between him and Taze. And Taze has tried everything. And it looks like they will stay where they are, because I don't think anyone's close enough for any sort of move. Closest battle is Nathan and Luca. Luca's been trying for the last couple of laps to try and get Nathan, where we saw last year in real life the Aston Martin chasing down the Haas. It's now the Haas chasing down the Aston Martin, and can he get him on the start, on the back straight, should I say? Luca and Nathan got no ERS to use, both flashing, and now Luca's just got to get a better exit than the Aston Martin, as it looks all set at the front. So here we go then. Can Luca snatch P7 away from Nathan, at least on track? He won't get it because he has 9 seconds of penalties, but Nathan doesn't have to fight it as much, as Luca goes to the outside and he gets ahead of Nathan. Will he brake later? No, he will let him have it because he'll still get P7. Put up in front. He's delivered the strategy that he needs. Bramniat Lang is going to lead and double his advantage in the World Championship for the second time on US soil. Bramniat Lang crosses the line and wins the United States Grand Prix. It is Ferrari back on top. 5th win of the season, and he doubles his advantage from 8 to 15. Bratty Terror comes home second best and second in the championship still to his rival, and Sin Icon will complete the double Red Bull podium, but it's not the win they were hoping for, and it's P3 for him. And Taze and Hirosia will make it great points for Alfa Romeo as they close in on Williams to take on the top 5. Cody will be 6th, Nathan 7th, Luca drops to 9th as Logan gets him, and Callum to complete the top 10. Apparently Noah put his Jeddah setup on. So that's both United States, well, both races in the States. Bram has won. He won in Miami, and now he wins in Texas. There we go. There you see the top 3 in the championship on the podium, showing why they are the top 3. And it's the championship leader who extends his advantage from a quali ban, the second race in a row. We see last to first. What did you make of that race, Nick?
Well, for Bram on P1, 15 points now in the championship. It was looking like he was very desperate for that, and it looked like it was crumbling away from his hands in front of his own eyes. But he brought it back. It was a brilliant drive there from their Bram. But I think Bratty, I mean, if Bratty took the opportunity with that safety car, we were a little bit tentative with seeing if the Haas would make it to the end. But ultimately, Bratty should have made that pit stop earlier, and he didn't, but lost out by 2.6 seconds. But yeah, it was chaotic. It was just a brilliant two-tier race. Tier 2 race.
Well, he made his own luck, did Bramniat Lang, with that collision with Luca, and ended up winning him the race by causing that safety car. Just sacrificed a front wing for 25 points. So, well done to Bramniat Lang. 15 points now, ahead of Bratty Terror. 3 races to go. It's still on. And as soon as we load back, I'll invite them all to the party for interviews.
Let's go! Yes!
We include your audio, Bram?
Yes.
Alright, Bramniat Lang, for the 5th time in Tier 2 Season 6, you have won the Grand Prix from last on the grid. How do you feel?
Amazing. Second time I get a quali ban, and second last to first. It's amazing. Yes.
You really made your own luck today.
I want to thank Dice for the amazing strategy, and Jack for the emotional support. Love you, lads.
Take us through that little battle you had with Luca.
I was fast on him. I tried to overtake him, and he left me no room. So it was either go into the back of him or go off track, and I chose to go off track, to not crash into him. And unfortunately, at the end, that happened. He left me no room, unfortunately. But it is what it is. It's a battle. These things happen. You get on with it. You need to get your head down and push further.
You didn't need you. Nick was. I think Thieves was telling Nick like tire percentages. Do you know what percentage your tires are on at the end?
70 to 80%, somewhere there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. I could have pushed more, but they said no, focus on your tires, and I did. And thanks to him, I probably won the race. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten my head down. I would have been on a very different strategy, and I would like to thank my cousin, the Tier 2 champion, for this. Definitely.
Oh, the gap goes from 8 to 15, pretty much what it was before Japan. 3 races to go. And what are your thoughts about these last 3 races? Where can you maximise any potential races to extend that lead?
My pace around Brazil and Mexico is phenomenal. Last season I had the quickest times there. Sadly enough, I could not get the race pace together in the race. Too stressed, not focused enough. It was just very unfortunate. Penalties screwed me over at the end, which didn't help. So I'm looking to get revenge, and I know I have the pace. I need to show it next week, and hopefully will.
We'll find out, but for now, well done on your 5th victory of the season. I was going to move on to 2nd place. Oh, there we go. I think he's having trouble connecting. Oh, Josh, are you there?
Include your audio, mate.
Ready? You have not included your audio. Yeah, we are.
You there? You there, Josh? You include your audio? Alright, P2 then. Take us through, well, before the race, you had a little issue on your final run in qualifying. What happened in the S's? But yeah, you took the lead on lap 1, led it all the way up until the pit stops, and then pushed as hard as you could to gain on the top 3. You managed to get Cody because he was struggling, and you managed to optimise Fonteza's penalty to get P2, but alas, it was your rival who got the best over you today. And what can you do in these last 3 races to gain these 15 points on him now?
It wasn't strategic at all. I promise.
Yeah, you are. You're really delivering the fight, and we can see that. And now you just got to hope for a bit of luck, really, to come your way. But nonetheless, still P2, another podium, and not losing too much. But you've got nothing to lose now. You're the underdog still, gaining on. And also, yeah, well done, Bram. You now beat the record for most races as championship leader. But yeah, it's not over yet. Still 3 races to go, and it is still a fight in both titles. As we'll move on to 3rd, Sin Icon Jason.
Hello, hello.
You've got your audio right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So your 2nd pole position, a really good lap.
Thank you.
Yeah. How did that feel?
It was alright. It was an alright lap. Me and Josh did some practice before, and Josh got a 30-something 7, and I got a 30-something 5, whatever it was, 32.5 or whatever it was, 33.5. That's it. So we knew we had a lot more pace. It's just qualifying was alright. Josh would have probably got on pole if he didn't accidentally mess up through the S's there, but it was an alright start.
And then the whole race, you were pretty much just sticking behind your teammate, like a good anywhere between half a second to 1.5 the entire time.
Yeah. No, we both
yeah.
we both knew we were like similar on pace, and because I was on pole, I know Josh has better starts than me, so we organised a thing where, okay, you go up, I'll leave the room, Josh will take the P1, and I'll try and hold them as much, yet trying to stick in your DRS, and it worked until the safety car, and then yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the exact same race as Josh, really. Just staying out, being 1-2, pitting, going past a few people, and then making your way. There was a little moment with Cody there where he slammed on the brakes just in time.
Yeah, he nearly took me out. Slipping, yeah.
But that's
But
pretty much
it
it
was alright.
from me. Nick, do you have any questions for any of the top three?
No, I think you've covered most of the questions, and the drivers have answered that. But yeah, just well done to all drivers. You avoided the carnage, especially Bram, for you starting last out. I was on board with you at lap 1, and it was just carnage unfolding around you. But yeah, it was a solid race from all of you. Unfortunately, commiserations to Bray there. I think you would have definitely had it with a couple more laps, but you know, those safety cars and being at the front, it's hard to make those last and definitive decisions. But all three of you drove amazingly today.
Yeah, just wanted to highlight there was a little point where Bratty, you dummied, like, were you trying to dummy someone into the pit lane under the safety car? Yeah. Hmm. Well, I don't know, like, if you, well, no, yeah. Like, when you dummied into the pit lane, obviously Jason was behind you, but behind you two was Cody, and he actually went into the pits, and he was the one you were fighting at the end, so I think either way it would have probably just ended how it did, I guess. But anyway, I think. Yeah. I mean, Cody's tyres were 1 lap younger than Bram's, but he just didn't take as much care of them as him. So, yeah, that has been it for the US Grand Prix. We will see you next time out for the Mexican Grand Prix, and Tier 1 will be streaming on YouTube tomorrow with Jack and Alex, I believe, so make sure to tune into that. And yeah, we will see you next time at Mexico City.